saying that it.
Okay, recording in progress. Right, I don't know if you want to start again then, Ami.
Yeah, let me just see if I can record that also. Just, it said it prepared the previous recording, it processed the file. So I hope it's recording now also on my end, just to be, just to have redundancy. Oh, I have to go to gallery view also. Now I see you all. So my name is Ami Haynes and I'm from Israel, and my idea is to leverage WebAuthn, which is a web standard that integrates all the way from the hardware system with the biometrics, either fingerprint or Face ID on the smartphone, all the way to the website, and the domain name is tied to that. And you can actually create a private public key pair for a website, for a domain name. And my idea is to have an open source package, that like a mini site that people can install on their domain name and invite their friends and family to open EOS accounts by invitation only, and have their active key, which is the day-to-day permission, tied to their phone biometrics. And if the phone breaks or is stolen, then they talk to their friend or family who operates the domain name and the website, and they have access to the owner key, and they can allow them to regain access to their account, but there needs to be a level of trust. Another option is to have a multi-sig between all the people or some of the people, on each mini website, manage recovery of account access. That's my idea. I'm not sure if it's possible. I don't know if there are any gotchas that I didn't think of, but I think this is doable. And I think it needs to be complemented by good documentation and explanation, so people understand what's going on and what are the pros and cons of using such a system.
I mean, what's your background in technical programming?
I'm a software engineer. I'm developing from childhood. I'm 50 years old, and I work as a freelance CTO or advisor to several companies. I work with a company in Canada on a DSP server that's Liquid Apps technology, like a second layer on top of EOS. So I'm familiar with EOS, and I work as an advisor and manager in an Israeli company that manages an IT project for cybersecurity. So I'm familiar with that aspect of everything also.
Okay. Any more questions? No. Well, I think that was a very good pitch, and I think yes, it's something that could be used. And I think it would go along. It would be really good to use my idea, and then once you listen, you could potentially use your idea on mine as well. So if you don't mind, I'll crack on. Yeah, is that all right?
Sure.
So my idea, I actually posted it on the forum. Is creating a EOS project proposal and a votal portal. That's a portal, a website that people can upload their project idea, and to upload that, you need to register, and you have to pay a 10 EOS fee to upload your project idea, which Ami could do that. And then EOS users could then log into the system, view all the different projects that are available, not just projects, but I mean, you could call it a platform. Not sure if you how you would sort of mention this, but a platform with a candidate that is pitching their particular projects and how they would donate any awarded funds. Yeah, so if they get awarded the funds, we can see exactly what they're going to be doing with the money, and there would be there'll be I wrote it down here. Let me just go through it. So the benefits of this would be candidates can request funding for EOS projects online via the eosproject.io website, which I've bought the domain name for already. That's a dedicated site. Candidates projects uploaded are then visible to anyone who has an EOS account and logged in. So no one can actually view the projects unless they've logged in with an EOS account. So that's quite good, I think, because it's trying to generate more EOS interest, and because they can't, if you can't view it, then obviously it gives them the impetus to go and buy some EOS, and so they can log in. They need an account. So visibility of all current project statuses as well. So once a project's been funded, once all the votes have been tallied up and agreed upon, over a set period of time, the voting takes place, and at the end, the highest vote goes through, and then obviously that money is then allocated. The funds are allocated for that particular project candidate. And once they've received their funds, they can continue with their project, start on their project, but they will need to upload their project status on the system, so that because generally the funding will come in stages. So the first stage would only be provided once they've updated their project status. So that way we know that the work's being done, and they're not just taking the money and running. Yeah. So
who decides on winners? It's the votes of the community? The
votes of the EOS community. So yeah, everyone, you and I, can log into the system and have a look at the vote, look at the projects that are visible, and they will be they'll be visible. The view will be visible by the highest votes. So the top votes will be at the very top of the table, and also it will give you other information. It'll be the detail of the project that they are hoping to get funding for, and then you can expand on the view, so you get more detail, website details, URL, links, etc., to further documentation, etc. Yeah. So I've already spoken to John Heater of Boyd, and created the EOS Power Up. He has said he can complete the work for us, to do the work. And obviously this is something really urgent, and we need this in place rather quick. I think, myself personally, I think a lot of people agree. He has said that he can do it very quickly and at a cost of 2,000 EOS, which is the basically the winning of this, the total funds of the winnings for this, if I were to go through. So the money would go to him to build this system, and it would be completed by September.
Interesting. All right. Well, so is there anything else you want to put? I feel like it's a little bit of a detailed explanation, and I want to make sure that we all have equal time as well. So I think it's interesting. You guys are both working on kind of specific projects. So what I'm coming in from is basically fresh blood, right? I'm somebody who's been in the block space for a long time. I've worked with many protocols, and I'm an advisor for several companies, mostly NFTs. As a creative advisor, I'm more interested in the democracy of the system and furthering a bigger picture. So I feel like I'm kind of the odd man out in this room, because you guys are both working on a specific project. Whereas I'm looking at a broader ecosystem. My skills are actually in communication and being able to take technology and put it in layman terms that everyone can understand. So what I have to offer the EOS community is a lot different from what you guys are proposing. I do think that we are in an experimental stage. I think that a lot is coming out with biometrics. A lot is coming out with charity projects. You guys are in a crowded space. And so I think from my perspective, I think that the democracy of Eden and the protocol of building this democracy and this system is the most important factor. And so that's why I think I should be the one to move forward.
What is it actually you're pitching for, though? I mean, I guess I get what you're saying.
I'm pitching for, so my funds will go to UA Art. If you want to know what I'll do with the money, they'll go to build schools in Haiti. I'll donate 100% of it. None of it will further any of my personal projects. I am pitching for a new democratic system that will take over, like, and make fundamental change in the world.
And how much is this going to cost? Because I don't think there's going to have enough money for that, surely, in this, from this.
That's what Dan, this is Dan's vision. I'm just following his vision. I'm just part of the participants. Right. It's not going to cost anything. I'm here for free.
Right, fair enough.
I'm totally for spreading the word of the new democracy that Dan is proposing. I bought 3 copies, hard, just book copies of him, and I gave them to my family to read. And I completed actually translating it to Hebrew.
Oh, wow.
And
wow,
I'm gonna print several hundred copies on my expense. That this has nothing to do with the EOS budget, and I hope to break even by selling some of them after doing some lectures about it. And that's my way of moving the message forward.
Yeah,
and
that's really good. Obviously, we all think the same. We all want to push Dan Larimer's vision and his libertarian views, etc. We all want the same. We want this world to be a better place, and it's going to be it's going to take a long time of getting from A to B. There's a path. So I have so many ideas that, I mean, I could have run, I mean, a list of ideas to you guys, but my thought was initially, number one priority is to have a way of getting these ideas that you've got, these projects that you want to run with. You need the funding, don't we? We need funding, and at the moment we're all working in different silos. We want to help each other, and we can't currently do that. Eden is going to bring everyone together, which is really important. But my view is that we need a single place, a dedicated area to upload and give visibility of all project ideas, like you're saying, and we can then vote on the best ones to get the funding to push them through, and hopefully we get funding from Block 1, and BPs can then contribute. All these things can be done if there's some dedicated site that they can see there's visibility of all these potential great ideas that you guys have come up with. It's probably hundreds or thousands of them, but which one do we go for? We need to vote for them, don't we? We need to have consensus amongst the community to actually vote for the ones that we want. That's why
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Pomelo project?
Pomelo, yes, I have heard of Pomelo, and I've been speaking to the guy.
Can you contrast that to your project?
Yeah,
because
Pomelo,
I don't know if
obviously,
B1 will fund something that's similar. They are funding Pomelo. Partly.
Pomelo is basically a new system that's being developed, which hopefully will be completed by the end of the year. Yeah, which is a way of basically some uploading of projects, like you're saying, for funding reasons. Yeah, but there's a whole lot of information, whole lot of things that they're not capturing, and they're not going to be able to do. The system that I want to provide does so much more, and I basically want to integrate with Pomelo and other systems as well, so that they have access to the information that I can provide them. They won't have like a lot of the information, a lot of the functionality that I have set out in my project proposal. The bits I've gone through initially are phase 1. Phase 2 is going to be a lot more to it. I can go through the items if you wish.
No, I was just wondering if there's an overlap between Pomelo and your market, ideal market.
Pomelo is a platform where you, as I say, you can apply for investment for their projects, but there's a lot more that we need to get to that stage, and I think, and also we need something now, really important that we need it now to get.
What about DAOs?
Sorry?
What about a DAO? You know, like DAOs seem to be addressing this pretty well, and also incentivizing it through platforms of investment. Also ensuring accountability is a major issue when you start talking about giving out funds, and which is why, you know, a DAO creates a curation effect, right? So I feel that, like, honestly, I just don't know enough about your project to have this be like the basis of why I would vote for you. I would need to study this thing for weeks. I have no idea what you're putting through, unfortunately, and we just don't have the time to go through it at this stage.
And the feeling's quite mutual with yours, actually. So I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I don't have an agenda.
No.
So you don't need to study my agenda. My agenda is unity.
Yours is quite vague.
Like effectiveness of cause. So, and to actually communicate. So I think that my credit is in communication, and I'm distributing that and displaying that too. So
cool.
I have, yes.
So you want to donate the 2,000 EOS to Haiti schools?
Yeah, it'll all go to schools.
And
it'll all go to children.
How is that gonna help EOS in the short, medium, or long term?
Yeah, we need something now.
So UAR is part of an EOS community. It is probably the biggest social network gainer in the space. And through charitable works, we are creating some pretty awesome networks through Yoshi Drops and through Uplift Art and Legend Art. And so we're actually kind of a pretty big collaborative force. So it'll be going to something bigger than just like something that I'm pushing, right? Like it's going to go to something that's already rolling, like, and gaining steam. So I think that these kind of charitable outreaches are the key to community.
I have a question for you also.
Yes.
Sorry. If you only get to this level and not to the first level, if you have 100 EOS, is that going also to the same charity?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
I assume that there are, you know, people who are more qualified to go all the way to the top than I am. But I will take this as far as I can go because I want to further this conversation. I am the person who wants to basically change the narrative and to look at the big picture and take a step back, right? And look at how we can create long affecting change in this world.
As opposed to
And
what's the
so
current narrative?
so my knowledge is more of a general knowledge than a specific field.
So the funds will go to the school, and then what would they just sort of discuss and talk about how EOS can help the world, or how's it going to work?
So ultimately, I believe that we foster energy in a certain direction, and that all energy is invoked. Basically, I think that the children are the biggest thing that we need to address in this world. They are the future of this world, and where we're heading right now is this kind of what the world's heading towards, this kind of apathy, and so we need to find this unity of humanity, and so that's really my focus. And I do value your proposal for charitable and activities and funding charity, and I have actually worked on very similar projects as well. What I find is that they're just incredibly complex, right? Because it's another form of governance on top of the Eden governance, right?
Quinn, are the school, is it one school or several schools?
Yeah, it's several schools.
Are they going to keep the EOS and wait for them to appreciate in value, or they're gonna sell them?
It'll go straight to construction of schools. So
they need the dollars, right?
They need the dollars, right? Yeah.
Okay.
It'll go to construction.
So
I mean, in a way, yeah, you're right. Like my focus is not necessarily on furthering the technology of EOS.
Yeah, this is the whole point of this, surely, to benefit EOS, surely. That is the whole.
Yeah, no. And my focus is on Dan's focus, which is the focus of the world, not EOS.
Yeah, I understand that, but this particular playoff is for the benefit of the EOS community. This is why the whole purpose of me finding something that would benefit the EOS and community by funding projects that are primarily only for EOS projects. So that is that was the reason I went that way. I could have went a different route, but that's the route I went, because we are here for EOS, and we've been very stagnant for the last few years, not going anywhere. We don't want it to die. We wanted to make it work, and I'm 100% behind you with your ideas, and we all are. Dan is the man. He's like God, and we all follow him and all think is great. But to get there, as I say, there's a path, and we need to get from A to B. We can't go straight to B without going through the different steps. And
there's some bullish news out there, brother.
So maybe you should tell the schools to wait and not sell immediately.
I don't think what we do is going to be the decider here. But yeah, it's going fast, and so that mainstream adoption is going to come from people who can take this technology and translate it to the main public, right?
That's what I'm proposing.
That's what I propose, and that's what I will bring to EOS, is that communication, that ability to take that technology and to translate it to the public, and that's what's going to cause adoption. That's where people are going to, this technology gap is the friction.
Quinn, let me try to present my idea in something that's a little more aligned with your hopes and dreams for EOS.
I like that. I really like that you published the book. I mean, that's huge. I mean, to me, that's like, wow, you are furthering the adoption, and you are active. You have published work.
Yeah, it's just a translation. I didn't write it.
There's a lot of work. That is a lot of work, though.
It is. It's more than I was expecting. Yeah, it's like software development. It's you're optimistic when you estimate at first, but then it takes more work. But it's done, and now next week is just technical. I have to find a printer and print a few hundreds of copies and start promoting that.
We need to spread the word.
Yeah, but I want to talk about my technical idea, and I want to ask you two guys if you let me tell you a little bit more about it. In the first trial election, I got to the board. That's the four people that elected Satoshi, and I met John Heather there. We were at the same level, and we chose Chris, and it was a great decision. And actually, we agreed that once Chris is elected, he's going to use the funds to pay John to develop some addition features for EOS Power Up, which was a great success.
Yeah,
and
it was.
It's more user friendly now, and people are using it, and it allows frictionless usage of EOS resources. And what I want to do is follow up on that and build something that is a very small and defined project that will further EOS and EOS value in the world in a decentralized way. And I want to have this package, and I want to install it on my domain name, and I want to enable other people to do the same. So it's like a decentralized, small, centralized domains and mini websites where people that are not proficient in handling private and public key pairs, like my wife, my parents, my
Most
kids,
people.
Everybody around me.
Most people,
and I want to tell them, just go to this website and you're good. And then we can have like a wallet on our phones and exchange EOS.
That is good.
And I think others can leverage that, similar to how WordPress spread the blogging revolution and allowed many websites to have a voice, not just Facebook and centralized social media.
There are many tools that we need, and that is one of them. There's probably hundreds.
Yeah, I think it's a very quick win. I think I can do that in less than 2 months, and I want to use half of the funds to pay me to develop that, and the other half to have other people look over my code and make sure that there are no breaches and weaknesses to it. But I'm pretty confident that there aren't any, because I'm going to leverage a technology that's established, and it's a well-known web standard. And
how much money would it cost to build, do you think? Do you think you have enough?
I think it's going to be 1,000 EOS paid to me to build it, and then the other 1,000 is going to be split 3 ways to 3 other software developers in the community to go over it and approve or check for weaknesses in the code.
Yeah, as I say, I think that is a great tool, and there's probably tens or hundreds of different tools that we need to onboard the public for mass adoption, the network effect that we want to spread the word, to make the EOS big and grow, and so the whole world is captured into it in one way or another without even realizing they're using the blockchain. So that's really important. But I still think we need to get back to how we're going to achieve all these ideas, how we're going to get all these projects running. There's been loads of projects from day one that EOS was released, expecting or hoping to get funding, and haven't had that luxury, and they've gone elsewhere, they've moved to a different chain, and EOS has suffered for that. So how are we going to do it? We need to have this system. We need a system where people can upload their projects and vote. And John, who you mentioned earlier, has backed this idea because he thinks we need it urgently. We can't rely on other systems. They may not even happen. It might even not happen. It's like it could be another year. How long are we going to wait?
I don't think we're waiting. I think Eden, the whole process is here, and we can use that to fund projects.
Yeah, I
And
was
that's what
talking
I'm
about.
proposing. I'm proposing a specific
Yeah.
project to fund with the EOS funds, the Eden on EOS funds.
Yeah, I get that. But I was talking in general about projects in the general sense that there's lots of projects that we could give funding to that haven't had the access to funds, and they're really struggling and they're bleeding, and they end up the project just folds and crashes. So if you don't get your funding, it doesn't go anywhere, does it? That's the problem. You're one of many.
How about
I'm, at this point,
Right?
gentlemen,
go
I'm
ahead.
conceding my position to Ami. I believe that he has the technical know-how. He's already committed a lot of work to EOS. And because he is a developer and he's going to donate his own time, that has 3 people in addition to working to this project that will further mainstream adoption in the immediate time, and is not a second layer of governance on top of Eden. You have my vote.
Thank you.
Hey, that's it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it, because that's 2 to 1. So I'm conceding because there's.
Sorry, I
there's
see too much friction in your project.
Sorry.
Mel, it's not like that. You can say that you still insist on voting for your project, and
Well, I mean, it's numbers, isn't it? 2 to 1. I can't do anything about it, unfortunately. As I said to you before, I'm happy. I'm really be really glad for everyone's project to work and be coming to fruition.
Unfortunately, this is, yeah. I mean, I wish we could all just move forward too. And I know that you guys are all brilliant and smart and freaking. I respect the heck out of all of you, but this is where it is. And I'm gonna put my own personal things. Like, for me, I just want what's best, and I want the person that's going to contribute the most. And I think
That's why I said that's why I've set them out. Obviously, I was going to donate the whole amount to John to create this solution, and you didn't hear.
Right, which is another party. So we have like a 4th party involved, and Ami is just direct. Like what he's doing is like straight from his fingertips to freaking EOS.
A 4th party, just one other party who actually created Chris Barnes's idea.
Yeah.
So that was exactly the same, really.
But I think he's with you as well, and he can further your ideas too, and I think he will.
Anyway, I'm happy if you want to go with that route, then we'll leave it at that. It's a shame because I think we need this system now, but there you go. We can hopefully get some funding elsewhere. So
I'm big on decentralized cooperation. I don't like anyone that waits for anyone. I just like people who do it. You know, decentralized cooperation is the future. Like, I don't wait for anyone. You know.
Yeah, it makes sense. In Dan's book, he talks about voluntarism and just start doing things for EOS and don't wait for.
Don't wait. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well,
yeah, you have the initiative.
I need the funding to make it work, unfortunately. So, whereas you're a developer, you can crack away, but again, you still need the funding. But at least you have got that ability to actually
fund people like that.
Yeah, it's a shorter path. Yeah, less indirect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Effectiveness is the measure of truth.
Thank you, guys.
All right, then. So
thank you. I trust you. Thank you.
Good chat, and good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers, yo.
Cheers, then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How do we go back to the main room?
Okay, Jason is back. Jason?
Ouais, non, je reviendrai un jour. I will back one day with.
One day?
Well, yes, one day with perfect English. Now.